All right. Could Georgia's offense be better in 2023 than they just were in 2022? This is Dean Legge with my friends Matt DeBerry and Ryan Curley. We're going to talk about that right now here on Riding Home with Dog Post. I'm skeptical that y'all are. I mean, I'm skeptical that they'll be quote even better. Let's go with Ryan first.
Yeah, I think I'm the one that kind of posed that one earlier this week, and when I wrote it, I was like, they really could be, but I thought about it more as the week went on. I think they will dip a little bit. I don't think it'll be drastic. The talent is there, no matter who's starting at quarterback. The talent's there. On the outside, the receiver room I think is better as a whole. They still got plenty of weapons, but when you shift from what you had the last couple of years to a new QB and coordinator, I mean, you just have to expect a dip. I don't think it's drastic, but I still think it's one of the best offenses in college football. But I wanted to think, well, maybe they could be better, but probably not.
Matt.
Yeah, I agree. Replacing a quarterback, replacing your left tackle, replacing Kenny McIntosh, it would be the toughest to replace. And I mean, dude caught 40 passes last year. Jason Edwards is a guy who can catch passes. I think he only caught 13 though, so they're going to have to replace that production from Kenny McIntosh, which I think is going to be tough. But Broderick Jones might be one of the first or two tackles taken in the draft. He was so good last year. Amarius Mims is good, but he's not as athletic as Broderick Jones was, and playing in space and getting to the second level and just burying linebackers there. I mean, everything he did, the more I watch him, the more, man, he is going to be really tough to replace. I think they could be one of the best offenses in college football, and I'm a big believer in back. Patrick Van Pran coming back is huge, but to be a team that puts up 50 points in the SEC championship game, 40 against Ohio State, another 90 in the national championship game, it's going to be tough for a team to do that. They're going to be really good, but like Ryan, I expect a small little dip down.
I think so too. Matt was more on than off there in terms of what I could read, what I could hear. But I think his global point is correct, which is there are some issues here in terms of getting where you got to go. I mean, obviously Broderick leaving is not ideal, but expected. Warren McClendon did not start in the last two games that Georgia played, but he was an important part of this past team. But you lose Stetson Bennett, you lose Kenny McIntosh. Those two players are explosive players with their legs and in the passing game both. You no longer have A.D. Mitchell. You really need Marcus Rosemary-Jacksaint to have a good season. You don't have Kyrus Jackson anymore. You need Ladd McConkey to stay healthy and have a good season. I mean, I think we don't know yet, Ryan, what's going on with Ra Thomas. We don't know. And then, you have the best tight end perhaps lately in college football, and Brock Bowers, who might be the best raw player in college football returning.
Yeah, and you didn't even mention Dominic Lovett from Missouri. A great addition, I think.
I did not,
He had a hell of a year. And he had a solid game against Georgia last year.
Yeah,
so we know he can put up numbers against good defenses. Yeah, I'd put Brock Bowers as the second best weapon in college football behind Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay. Let me just
those two guys. It's those two guys clearly.
Who would you rather have? I mean, you'd rather have a receiver, right?
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably the best wide receiver the best wide receiver prospects the last 10, 15 years are him, Jamar Chase, and Julio Jones. So, I mean, he's up there with those guys. Brock is a do-it-all player. I mean, he's really special, but I think Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's going to have a long, very good NFL career.
Julio, but no AJ, Matt.
Yeah, I love some AJ Green. I do think that, as big a fan as I am of Oscar Delp, I think replacing Darnell Washington is going to be really tough to do as well. I think Oscar's going to be productive and a solid number two, but can he bring what Darnell Washington brought last year? I don't think so. So that's another, key piece that they're going to have to replace at some point. And we know what he did as a blocker, but he was a reliable pass catcher as well, who was great after the catch, but he was an extra tackle out there in the run game and opened up a lot of holes. So there is going to be an NFL team that is going to be drooling over the fact that they can add Darnell Washington. Maybe it's Todd Monken and the Ravens late in the first round. We'll see what happens there. But They should be really good. Again, maybe not averaging right at 40 points a game, though.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, and at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to Mike Bobo and these quarterback or quarterbacks to get to get it in gear. I mean, Stetson Bennett for too long, y'all, was in the eye of the hurricane, for lack of a better term. And this particular just this play, right, where he is, and Ryan has another image in the book of this play, just this play on that one play, Matt. That was an unblocked, unaccounted for linebacker who came flying through the line against Georgia. Carson Beck almost certainly gets sacked in that scenario. In fact, I would say almost everybody except Stetson, and who could really move at quarterback? Not C.J. Stroud.
Bryce could have gotten out of there, I think.
I don't know, man.
Anthony Richardson?
Anthony Richardson probably could have just because he was just to physically hurt him. You know, Anthony Richardson's like the Giant playing. Do y'all remember the Giant from wrestling at all, Paul? No.
Andre the Giant?
Okay.
Yeah, that documentary on HBO
not that one. Not that one. The Giant from
Big Show.
The Big Show. Yeah.
Okay.
You're going with his WWE name. We called him the Giant because we were real wrestling fans in the WWE and WCW.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think
Continue.
exactly. I think would you rather talk about Kennesaw State's path to the tournament? It might be over by the time.
Oh,
I
don't know when this is airing. They're probably ASUN champs by now. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it in there.
Probably not.
16 seed, baby.
Probably not. Maybe they have to
go back for that number 1 seed.
Would they be a 16 if they get in?
They'd probably be a play-in.
They got to give the Owls the benefit of the doubt there. Just put them in the tournament. But you might be right. But whatever. They're going to fly their way to victory.
They got to give the Owls the benefit of the doubt. That's
we need to
where you're going
this some
with.
other time because I need to see Matt's. God, let's not do that.
Man.
It's just so embarrassing.
I'm ready.
Anyway, I think that Carson playing quarterback, we're gonna have to see. That's the biggest thing for him is. Can he play quarterback if he's the guy? Because Vandegrift, I think that Gunnar Stockton, Matt, has enough wiggle to get out of those situations. But that's what Stetson brought you was that he bought you another down. That was on third down, y'all.
Well, he made a play similar. I think it was against Auburn in 2020 where Big Cat Bryant was coming at him unblocked. He just spun his way out of it and I think maybe hit George Pickens for a long gain or something like that. Yes. So he showed that athleticism and that ability to move early on, and
he showed against Arkansas, man.
Yeah,
he did
in that opening game.
Yeah, he was excellent.
He was a player, no doubt.
But what about? We'll be real quick here, but this has not been a good offseason so far. I mean, we're not quite 2 months from the national championship. You've seen the death of two people inside the program. Now Jalen Carter has been there was a warrant out for his arrest. You had Stetson Bennett getting arrested. You had Robert Stetson's not with the program anymore, but still, you had Ra Thomas. There's going to be a lot of. I mean, we're talking about 60 Minutes could come down, or Fox News or CNN, the Post or New York Times can come down and start really rattling cages in Athens, something they're not used to in any way. This has not been a good offseason. How very quickly, Ryan, how do they point this thing forward and change the narrative, for lack of a better term? Because this has not been a good 2 months.
I mean, I don't know how you change the narrative. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. If this is, who we're pointing blame at, or if it's just a collection of young people who are making poor decisions. I mean, I think there's definitely going to be a lot more conversations and discipline in this program, heading forward. Just stuff that we won't even see, things behind closed doors. I think just because when it's just a short amount of time for all that, it's just really short amount of time for all these all these different cases to happen. You know, is there a certain point in the leadership in the program that they're just not getting it done where it needs to be done? I don't know, because I'm not inside. I'm not sure, you know, if there's where the fingers get pointed, but you just got to keep moving forward. I think I don't really know what the answer is. That's a great question, honestly.
Well, here's the thing, Matt. If you can have discipline the way that Georgia does on the field, you can have discipline off it. And, you know, some of this stuff, I mean, some of it, virtually all of it was self-inflicted. And it's something that is tragic, but it's got to, you know, this has not been a good 2 months. And now they're heading into a spring football where we don't really know. We've never seen something like this before at Georgia. So what is this 2 months going to be like for Georgia during spring ball?
Yeah, well, maybe I'm wrong, but I think other people have to step up other than Kirby Smart and the staff. I think these leaders on the team for this 2023 team, whether it is Carson Beck or one of the veteran defensive linemen, or Jamon Dumas-Johnson, someone who's going to be the leader of this team on the field, might have to step up and say, hey, guys, as a team, as players,
Jamon Dumas-Johnson was just.
Well, that's true. He's one of the other guys. So someone has to step up and be a leader on as a player and say, guys, let's get this together. We got a chance for a three-peat. Let's not get distracted. Let's get our heads back into this starting in spring moving forward. You can't have these distractions continue to go on if you want to win a third national championship.
All right. Thanks for watching.